Hey, what is up everyone? I am here now at the top of our village in Villa Purita to give you an honest review and a long-term review of my Trek Emonda SL. I got the bike as frame only, so I'm not gonna talk about the components, but I'm only gonna give feedback on the frame. And while we are experiencing a good sunset, it is unfortunately raining, and look, the sun is now hiding, so we're gonna stay in the shade and let's talk about the bike. Alright, let's talk about the bike, but first let's get in a few more shots, a few more clips of the bike, because me personally, I really think the bike is awesome, so check it out. Okay. There are four things I want to talk about the bike, or I want to elaborate about the Trek Emonda SL. First is the handling, second is the weight, third is its stiffness, and fourth is comfort. First of all, the handling. And if you have already followed me in this channel, or if you have seen me in my videos in Facebook, you have seen that I've been vlogging in traffic, I've been doing very fast downhills, I've been taking clips while going fast on a downhill. That's because my bike, it's very sharp on the corners. And third is the weight. This is the second tier of the Trek Emonda. The top of the line Trek Emonda SLR is the lightest production bike by any major company, or any major bike brand. This is the second one, the second tier, the Trek Emonda SL. And I have ridden an S-Works Tarmac SL5 last year in Taiwan KOM, and this bike, while being the second tier, is still lighter than the S-Works, so that speaks volume on how much Trek has come forward in terms of carbon fiber technology, because it's very light. And lastly, it's the comfort of this bike. As you can see, it doesn't have a seat post that inserts into the frame. It has actually a seat mast that goes over the frame rather than inserting into the frame. That contributes a lot to its comfort, because if you insert a seat post into the frame, there's actually two layers of carbon fiber now, your seat post and the frame, so that doesn't help with deflection, or that further stiffens the bike, but stiff in the wrong way. It doesn't flex right here, so it's very jarring if you get into bumpy roads, or it's very you will feel the vibrations of that bike if you get into uneven road surface. While this, it can flex, so it really adds comfort to the bike. And another thing that sold me into this bike actually is the dual pivot mounts. Today the norm is disc brakes, but if you are to stay with rim brake bikes or caliper brake bikes, go with the dual or the direct mount brakes. They work perfectly well. They work way better than the single mount. Their stopping power, because of the stiffness, because there's two bolts now, the stiffness of the brakes are way higher, so the stopping power and the modulation is way better. And also, I have used this bike in this year's Taiwan KOM. I have done an Everesting on this bike. I did my Rafa Festive 500, almost all of my long rides. I have this bike since February or March last year, so I have like almost a year with it. And I could honestly say that this is the best road bike I had. I previously had a TCR, a Cannondale, a Specialized, but this one is for me. I couldn't say that I'm not biased because I'm supported by Trek, but that's a very honest opinion from me. this is the best bike that I have, because it sort of is built for me. If there's one negative, or there's one bad thing I can say about this bike, is that this very tall head tube, because Trek created this bike as a bike that will fit the norm, or will fit the general public. This very tall head tube will you know, give you comfort. It's not too low, it's not too aggressive, but if you're the racy type, or if you like to race, or if you have the flexibility of a pro, which I do have, because I do work out in a gym and work on my flexibility and mobility. So, and I also ride a lot of TT bikes since I'm a triathlete, so I'm very accustomed to very low and aggressive position. So this will stop you from riding that very low, very aggressive position. But so far, it's the only drawback that I can say about this bike. And you can actually you can negate that drawback, or negate that negative on the bike, by riding a negative 17 stem, or a negative stem. So you're gonna go way lower. And also, what I did is I shaved the I don't know what's this called, but I shaved this part, this one right here, so that it will go lower and it will make me more aggressive on the bike. So that's pretty much it. I really love this bike, and hopefully we can try out the SLR and see the difference. But if not, I wouldn't complain. This is a perfect bike. This is a very good bike, a race worthy bike. It the weight of my Taiwan KOM bike was around 7 kilos, which has Ultegra group set and you know, mid-level wheels as well, with all the equipments, or the power meter, the bottle cages, and the speedo. So that was that. It's very light. It can easily go down the UCI weight limit, despite being the second tier bike. So the reason why I'm actually giving a review of this bike is it's important to know that this is actually the bike the general public can afford. The SLR, especially if you want to order from Project One, if you want to have that very low head tube, it's a little bit pricey. So if you don't have deep enough pockets like me, get this bike. I'm pretty sure you'll be happy, because this is a very good bike. It's a race worthy bike, and I don't really feel like I'm in a sort of disadvantage racing on this bike, because it's really a good race bike. I hope you like this. I hope you like this review. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if in what I've missed, or you know, what do you want me to point out about the bike that I have missed. And do subscribe though. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.